Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Long time no see. Okay, let's start with the question. Is it really important that you choose a specific laptop over the other? Well, that's 100% yes. And in my personal opinion, you have to be a bit more careful when it comes to purchasing a laptop. Let's say we're choosing a smartphone. We focus on the 5 main pillars, namely display, speakers, chipset, cameras, and battery. We go check reviews online, we ask our friends who seems to know about it, and if possible, we even ask the consumers who are already using it. Can we do all this when it comes to purchasing a laptop? Well, at first we may or may not find a good review. We can find people who are good at using computers, but that doesn't make them good at choosing computers. To be precise, there is no such thing as a perfect laptop. But there can be a perfectly suitable laptop. Just to avoid confusion, I'm gonna split this video into 2 parts, internals and externals. And you're watching part 1 of this video, which is gonna deal with internals. In this, we see things like processor, GPU, RAM, storage, and battery. All these things work in conjunction, so everything is interrelated. Chipset, aka the processor, is like heart of every device. It has to be powerful and at the same time power efficient too. In order to be powerful, it should have more cores and higher clock speeds. And this is something most of the people completely ignore. Just because the chipset has a better number doesn't mean it should perform good. And to compensate for power efficiency, it has to be built on a latest architecture, which keeps on improving with every new generation. However, there is a word around saying that only Intel makes great chips, and that's a misconception. Of course, I do agree, Intel used to make great chips, but as of now, June 2021, Intel is not the best anymore. I'm not telling you to completely avoid Intel. Just to give you a better idea, have a look on this. We have Team Blue and Team Red with same laptops and exact internals. Team Blue comes with an Intel Core i5 11th Gen and Team Red comes with AMD Ryzen 5 4500U. Team Blue has a price tag of 65,000 rupees and Team Red has a price tag of 60,000 rupees. If I choose Team Blue, I end up paying 5,000 rupees more. To make things even worse, I even get less performance and less battery life compared to Team Red. So it's better to find the value for money proposition. GPU stands for Graphical Processing Unit, aka graphics card. And these come in 2 types, integrated and dedicated. If you are a normal consumer, then integrated graphics is absolutely fine. But if you want something to handle things like heavy gaming, heavy photo and video editing, and even 3D rendering, then a dedicated graphics plays a key role. You know what RAM is, and you do even know that more RAM means more performance. But upgradability is something that most of the people completely misses on. It doesn't matter what kind of a user you are. Make sure your laptop comes with at least 8 GB of RAM and an extra slot for expansion. What if your laptop doesn't have an expansion slot? Well, then at least make sure it comes in dual channel configuration and with a faster RAM. Having more storage is good, so you can store more of everything. Photos, videos, apps, games, and whatnot. But having a faster storage is better. This is a 2.5-inch hard drive that runs on SATA interface. And this is an M.2 SSD that runs on NVMe interface. SSDs are faster, lighter, and way more reliable than hard drives. To put this in a simple manner, always choose a laptop with an SSD over a laptop with only hard drive. Of course, you do get less storage, but things run way smooth on SSD that it almost makes a day and night difference. And still, you can buy an external hard disk if you want to. One of the largest internal components has to be the battery, if not everywhere, at least with smartphones and laptops. People do know that a large number represents more capacity. Especially with smartphones, we see capacities like 4000 milliamperes, 5000 milliamperes, and whatever milliamp hours. But in the world of laptops, we see that in watt hours. Let's say a 40 watt hour battery, a 50 watt hour battery, something like that. But the size of the battery only reveals half of the story, the other half being how power hungry the components can get. For instance, let's take laptop A and laptop B with their specs. If we put a 60 watt hour battery in both of them, laptop A can return a battery life of 8 hours. But when it comes to laptop B, we cannot expect more than 4 hours. Well, that's almost a 50% drop when compared to laptop A. The only reason being are the components that require more power. And of course, in return, you do get a performance bump. So, that's it for today's video, and I hope you found it useful. I do know that I left some major things which I will be covering in the next part of this video. If you like what you're watching, consider subscribing. Until then, this is Ganesh, and I hope to see you again.